Hi, guys.
Wow, really? So, as you can see, Miss Allie is definitely filling her cup with wine over in Italy.
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh my gosh, everyone is so envious of you right now. That's so amazing. Are you having like the best time?
Yes, this has been an amazing, amazing trip. I've never taken a journey quite like this or quite as long as well. I've been here for almost 3 weeks now, and it has just been, I don't know, just absolutely joyful. I feel like a complete renewed sense of energy. This is exactly what I needed. And like what we wanted to talk about today, it really is about filling your cup and recognizing that there is the importance of doing things for yourself that really make you feel renewed so that you show up as the best version of you in your business and in your life and in your relationships and in your health. It all ties back in. We can't give if our cup is empty, and that's something that I need to work on still, and what this trip has really brought to light and made me realize. And yeah, I'm just excited to share with you guys.
Love it. Yeah, like, and it's so true that so many of us fall into that place of wanting to say yes, and we're go-getters, and so many people on this page are entrepreneurs of some kind. A lot of them are busy moms, and that's something that's easy to do, is just like give to your kids and like never take a time out for yourself. And so this is what we're going to talk about today. And we're actually going to go over 5 steps to feeling energized and getting rid of some of that overwhelm that can often happen when we're not filling our cup. And I did a story on our Instagram the other day, and they're tips from Mel Robbins. She's amazing. And so, just repurposing some of that information because it was just like gold. I was like, oh my God, I need to listen to this right now. It was so good.
And I think, and I know we've shared about this too, where lots of times we see people on Instagram or on Facebook, and we kind of see the highlight reel of people's lives, and we're like, oh, they make it look so easy and their lives are so great, and how come they make the time for this, and how come it always just seems so easy on social media. And that's because we truly don't see all the things that happen behind the scenes and all the mixed emotions that you get when you feel so stressed out, or you're not managing your time well, or you're really struggling to get things done, or you're feeling like you're spinning your tires in the mud. Lots of times people won't share those parts of themselves, and that's where we really do want to be open and honest about the things that we struggle with and how we're able to overcome that, because I think that's a really important part to talk about. It's not just glamour and glitz in Italy. I mean, yes, I'm in Italy, but I worked really, really, really effing hard to be here in Italy. It didn't just happen at the snap of my fingers and I'm just living this life of leisure. This is like the first holiday I've taken in so long, because I really wanted to earn this and deserve this. And now I'm recognizing how important that was truly to fill my cup. And now that I'm here, it's like, why didn't I do this sooner?
I love how the freaking birds are like, la, 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 like Snow White over there.
It's actually quite wonderful.
Oh, so funny. Yeah, that's so good. And hey, Kayla, thanks for popping on. We've got a couple of you guys on, but we can't see you until you say hello. So please let us know what you guys like to do to fill your cup. What are some of the examples of things that you do when you need to re-energize your soul? And if you're not doing those things on a regular basis, look at the comments and get some ideas of what you can do. We're going to give you some ideas too. Yesterday, for example, actually the whole weekend. Hey, Patricia, thanks for popping on as well. So yesterday I volunteered for the weekend in my 4-H capacity as a leader and volunteer. And it was just so great to connect with a community that I have been a part of for literally since I was 9 years old. And that fills my cup, seeing those kids and doing different things and just anticipating the future for my kids doing 4-H. It's like a youth development kind of program if no one's ever heard of it. But yeah, like, so me volunteering is still super important. And a lot of people are like, oh, unpaid time, like that's such a waste. And for me, it's like I get paid tenfold when I do things like that. And, I also teach spin, and believe me, that's like pretty much volunteer, because after paying for a babysitter and getting down there and the time it takes to put my music together, it's basically volunteer, but it's so good. And it totally fills my cup. And yeah, like working out, getting together with girlfriends, like those things to me, they fill my cup like, oh, unbelievable. Ali, how about you?
I totally agree. I think one of the biggest things that fills my cup is probably going to the gym when I'm back in Kelowna. I really look forward to getting back into my gym routine, and nature, dog walk, spending time with Tuck is like number one. You could just plunk me out in a forest if I'm camping, hiking, beaching, anything that involves being outside. That's all in my element, and it just really, really fills me up. The thing that I've struggled with is giving myself the grace to do those things without being on my phone. And that's where in Italy, I've realized like I only have Wi-Fi here. So for when we leave our Airbnb for 8 or 9 hours of the day, I'm without Wi-Fi. So I have no connection to my phone. And it is a gift. And the world doesn't end. My business hasn't fallen apart. People can wait. And that's just giving myself the grace to actually be present in the moment that I'm in and truly enjoying it without being out on this beautiful hike and being like, oh, I've got to message all these people back and I've got to do all these things. And I didn't make that, like, I'm stressing out and taking away from the moment that I'm trying to fill my cup in. And that's what this trip has taught me is not to always incorporate business into every single aspect of my life and give myself a little bit of space away from business so I just get to exist in that moment.
Totally. And like Kayla was saying, you know, getting some quiet time without the kids. I feel like as moms, sometimes we have so much pressure on us to always be with our kids and raising our kids. And it's so important, obviously, but also finding a dang good babysitter and taking that time with your partner because he's important too, and your friends and just yourself. Like, that is key. So look, if you do not have a babysitter yet, go find one. There are really great ones out there, and you're helping them out by paying them to watch your kids. They'll be fine. Don't worry. Like, you need that time. Your partner needs that time with you. You need that time with your girlfriends or whatever, right? So definitely have space away from your kids at times. That may be heartless, but it's so true. And then make special time with your kids and step away from your phone. Like, don't like bring your phone with you and just be constantly Insta storying and like responding to people while you're at the park. Like, give them that time, right? And it will feel so much better, and you will get so much more out of it if you are being fully engaged, whatever you're doing, so that when you do sit down to do business, you're going to be like, whew, I haven't done this in a couple hours. I'm just going to freaking focus and be fire.
Yes. And then you showed up with kind of a renewed sense of energy. It's like, I've had my me time, I filled my cup, I feel good. And then how I show up then for other people, I'm like, let's do this. And I'm not, because it's amazing when you start to become short with people, or you're quick to respond, or little things irritate you that you're like, why did that bother me? Why did that one email set me off? Or why did that one message like make me feel like, ugh? But it's because my cup's empty. I'm serving from something. I have nothing to give. So that's been a good realization just being here, is fill your cup and take that time and recognize that as an entrepreneur, you're very, very busy because we're building a business for ourselves, and building a business takes time. There's longevity in this. So that's like that quote. It's like, you know, I'd rather hustle and grind 24/7 for myself than work 9 to 5 for someone else. But that's also exhausting, going 24/7 every single day at your business. You do need to take that time for yourself, so you show up a refreshed person, and then your business will then produce better results for you.
Yeah. And like, there's so much information out there on like, do less and accomplish more, like the 80-20 rule. Like, it's crazy, the actual stats that come from it. Like, the whole world is based around an 80-20 rule. So get that book if you have not checked it out. Also, Mind Your Business podcast. I love that. He just had a really great episode the other day with an author. I cannot remember her name. Anyways, it was really good. She talked about different strategies on how you can do less and accomplish more. And there's like so many different things. And it's just so true that you will have a new sense of energy in the different things that you're doing if your cup is filled. So we want to move into now the 5 steps that you can take if you are feeling overwhelmed and you are feeling like your energy is just blah and you can't keep up and you're just stagnant sometimes. Like, you're just feeling like, oh my gosh, like, what's happening to me? And so these tips come from Mel Robbins, and yeah. So the first is just take a break, like literally walk away from what you're doing. So if even if it's in your job, like sometimes you need to just like, if you can't like quit or like walk out for the day, or maybe you just take a sick day, a mental health day, and be like, I need to check out. So this is not just for online entrepreneurs or moms or busy people. Like this really goes with everything. If you are feeling overwhelmed in something, you need to take a step back. So even if that's just going outside on your lunch break and taking a walk and just renewing a little bit, or it can be more extensive where you take a couple of days off, or you jet over to Italy and take 3 weeks off, right? Like, so really just stepping back and stopping what you're doing that's causing that overwhelm. And like Ali said, the world will not come to an end. I mean, you can't stop being a parent or something like that, but you can get a babysitter, or you can check out just for a little bit, get the partner to take the kids or something, and check out from whatever is causing you that overwhelm. Maybe it's your dog, whatever, like step away, back off. Absolutely. Totally. So the next is brain dump. Ali, do you want to cover this one, or do you want me to do it?
Keep going.
Okay. I was the one who was like obsessed with these 5 tips. She's been over in Italy having fun, not overwhelmed at all. So brain dump. This I feel like is so good, and it really helps bring the anxiety down. And so what you're going to want to do is everything that you've got going on in your mind that's causing you to feel overwhelmed, our brain can go on overaction mode. And it's smart just to like take a piece of paper and literally write out, whether it's lists of things that you've got to do or anxieties that you're feeling about whatever's causing you that stress and that overwhelm, write it all out. Once you get it out of your head and onto paper, you can kind of look at it. Sometimes you're like, oh, that's not actually that bad. Or sometimes you can see a solution just by looking at it. And when you're focusing so much on the problem, you know, you're not in that solution-based mindset. You're just causing yourself more stress, more anxiety, and you're not going to be able to get through it when you're focusing so much on the problem. And so by writing it out, you're just kind of brain dumping. Also, a good thing to do to practice is to have a little piece of paper or journal by your bedside. I know I'll wake up in the middle of the night, or if I got to feed my kid or whatever, and then I go back to bed and I cannot sleep because I'm thinking about so much crap. Just get it out, brain dump it, get it on paper. So you're like, hey, I'm gonna forget about it. Like you're thinking of all these little friggin' details that you need to do. And it's like, really, is that important? No, but those small little details can stress you the frick out.
Or even like great ideas will come. I find like when I'm sleeping, like at bedtime is like my brain's like, Ali, we've got new ideas. And I'm like, no, I want to sleep. And it's like, oh. What's happening? So even I've just like had a little notebook and I'm like, oh, and I'll just quickly write out all these random thoughts that are in my brain. And then I'll wake up in the morning and I'll read my notebook. I'm like, ooh, good idea, self. And I'm like, God, I'm glad I wrote that down. Because then the next day, if I didn't, I'd be mad at myself. Like, oh, what was that idea? I forget. And then you do forget. And you're like, oh, and then that would irk me. So even just having that, even as a journal, just to reflect on hard days, and you write down all the garbage that's happening inside your brain, and then you can reflect back and you're like, wow, I was really struggling that day. Look how far I've come. I don't even feel that way anymore. I'm not even stressed out about that thing. Look at what I did. And then, or the good things that you write down, you're like, yes, it's a win or a new idea. It's just great to have, I think journaling in general, dump it out of your brain, because when it lives up here, it's just not in a productive zone.
Yeah, I was laughing. Hey, Lizzie, how's it going? I was laughing because I always will like message Ali and be like, oh my God, so for the event, I want to do this. And oh my God, what about this for a prize? And what about this? And she's like, put it in the book. Because I have a book now that I'm writing everything in because I don't want to forget. And I just like, I'm always
really brain dumps on me.
She's my brain dumper. I'm like, I don't want to forget. I have to do this. And it's funny, I'll get back to the 5 tips, but at nighttime, why you're having so many good ideas is because you're in a different wavelength in your brain. So it's actually your subconscious coming through and being like, let's do this, you smarty pants, because it is so powerful, but it doesn't often get to come out in the day because you've got so much going on. But at nighttime, you're kind of more relaxed. And so that's when your subconscious likes to come through. So definitely write those down, because your subconscious is freaking amazing. And it really wants you to, do all these cool things. So anyways, back to the tips. So asking for help. So first we had stop what you're doing, brain dump. Tip number 3 is asking for help. This is huge because often, especially as entrepreneurs, we want to stay in control. We want to know exactly what's happening at every step. You know what? That's overwhelming. And as you scale your business and your life, you're going to need to ask for help and outsource and do different things. And sometimes you're going to have to pay for that help. So asking, people for help is great, but if you really want to get things done and feel even better, like, oh my God, when I started getting someone to come in and do cleaning twice a month and my laundry regularly, like the laundry thing, it felt, even though it doesn't actually take that much time, it felt like it took 30 years out of my month because it was like, I freaking hated it. And that energy sucker, it was just like, and I haven't touched my laundry in like so long. I'm like, like, I'm never doing laundry again.
Yes. That's amazing. Outsource. Yeah. What's your zone of genius? Like me and Carly just had our website built. We're obsessed with our website. If you guys haven't checked it out, ambitionbabes.com. And we outsource for our website. And to have someone be able to do that for us, that's neither of our zone of genius. If me and Carly had spent the time to build our website and build the code, and like, we would have been angry and frustrated, and it would have taken us a long time. And that's not a thing I want to nurture. Carly has to sit there and do laundry forever, and she's thinking, oh my God, I could be doing so many other things instead of this annoying pile of laundry. Now I'm irritated. Now again, I'm not really serving from my cup because I'm feeling agitated about these small little tasks. Delegate, have a buddy system. Carly is like obviously my best friend. But we have a buddy system. So if there's anything in a day where I'm like, what, I'm really struggling with, building out this copyright for an ad, or I'm really, this is hard for me, or what do you think about this? At least I have someone that I can bounce something off of. And that really helps. Being an entrepreneur can feel lonely at times when you feel like you're doing it alone. And, I'm building my own individual business or your own individual business. So you don't know if you can ask for help. And that's where having a community, having a platform, having this kind of a group where you can go, can someone, review something for me, or look at this, or what do you think about? That's huge. Asking for help is everything. And it leads you to so much more success and so much less stress.
Yes, totally. And honestly, finding someone to trade services with, maybe you're really good at editing videos and she's really good at helping write copy or whatever. Or if you're looking for babysitters, how about you live in the same town or something, how about you take turns watching each other's kids so the other can go and, have some time with her partner or something, like all those little things. It's so important. And here's like a tip for laundry, because I was like, who do you get to do laundry? I get my babysitter. So I get her to stay a little bit longer. So I only pay her babysitter wage. And then she stays like an hour extra and does my laundry. So tip right there. So you're not paying an arm and a leg for like a laundry person. I don't know if there is such a thing.
I'm obsessed with doing my laundry. I cannot imagine having someone else do my laundry.
Oh, I hate it.
Anal about my laundry. I'm like, it must be perfect.
Yeah, no. Goodbye. Never doing laundry again in my life. Okay, so moving right along here, back to basics. So this is kind of going back to the first one where you're kind of like stepping away. But getting back to the basics, what are the things that are most important to you? So whether you're like building a business or whatever you're doing, like stepping back to the basic training or stepping back to just doing your mindfulness practice and your gratitude and like maybe just reading and focusing in on yourself. Don't worry about all the complicated stuff. Mm-hmm. Come back, refocus, go back to the basics and then dive in with a clear head, and you'll be able to tackle those more challenging things with a fresher, more energized outlook.
Mm-hmm. I think too, when you have like even your simple little tasks of the day, like whether it's like I'm going to wake up and make my bed. The second I make my bed, I feel 1,000 times more accomplished. It creates a momentum in your day because now you've achieved something. Like, boom, done, next.
Totally.
And just going back literally to the basics of what really fuels me. Listening to a podcast. If I go for a walk with Tuck and I listen to a podcast, anything where I'll search like before I go, I'm like, ooh, this one looks good. I want to learn about business or networking or selling or Instagram or Facebook. And you do those things, you come back again with a renewed sense of energy. So you have this extra purpose in your life. And that really, really helps. Is just literally back to basics and kind of pumping the brakes.
Totally. And then our last point is scaling back. And it can feel hard to do this because it's like, if you've got a big goal and you're scaling back your goal, or maybe you're completely cutting that part of your goal out, You can feel like a failure, but the truth is you're not. You still have so many other things to work for. If that big, huge goal is stressing you out, causing overwhelm, how's it going to feel when you reach it? It's like, oh, wow, I reached it, but I like spent all this time being so stressed out and a freaking psychopath. Like, that's not fun. So scale it back. Feel good about it. So every day you wake up feeling energized. Yes, you're going to have days where it's like, oh, this is a bit of a struggle. I need to recoup and like energize. So we're not saying like as soon as you have a rough day, be like, okay, I'm cutting my goal. But if you're constantly feeling stressed, when you look at that goal and you're feeling overwhelmed rather than excited and friggin' pumped, it's too big for you. Or it's not the right goal. It's not even that it's too big. It's just not aligned with what you are at your core. So scale it back, change it. No one's saying, it's like when you graduate high school, people are like, what are you going to be? And you're like, oh, I want to be a doctor. Like, that's what I want to be my entire life. Yeah, like I didn't feel like when I wasn't a doc, when I decided not to go into medical, that I was a failure. You know, I've been saying it my entire life, but that doesn't matter. That wasn't aligned with me anymore. I'm not a failure. I just changed my goal, you know? So don't feel like you always have to just do what you said you're going to do because you put it all over the internet or something. And then, oh, you're a failure because you're not doing it. It's like, no, you're aligning yourself with what you truly want. And that is okay.
And we're allowed to change. We're allowed to change. We're allowed to evolve. We're allowed to grow. I get to be a different person today than I was yesterday. And I also get to be a different person tomorrow than I was today. That's the beauty of human nature, is no one gets to hold me to who I was when I was 17, 20, 25, 30 yesterday. That was Ali 1.9, and today it's 2.0, and tomorrow it's 2.1, and we are always growing and evolving. And with that evolution comes a different vision and a different path and different goals, and things change. That's a beautiful thing. That's something that growth is such an important part of our business and life and success. So I think, like Carly said, it's nice to kind of give yourself the grace to go, this isn't serving me right now. How can I modify this so that I feel excited about my goals and not stressed about it?
Yeah. And like, goals should be scary. Like they should be like, holy shit, like, oh my God, can I accomplish this? But it shouldn't be to the point where every day you're freaking out. Like Ali and I have huge goals that are like, ooh, girl, like this is scary. But like, we're embracing that as like an excited energy of like, we can do it. So yeah, but anyways, we don't want to keep you much longer. We just wanted to pop on and see the beautiful Ali over in Italy. I miss you so much. It's like crazy not to talk to you again. We're going to be in Mexico here in a couple of weeks together, and I just like literally cannot wait.
I know, I can't wait too. I feel like I'm just like on this like vacation streak where I'm like, oh, I get home and then I'm just off to Mexico. So can't wait.
Love it. Awesome, guys. Well, please let us know if you love this episode. If you want to hear more of certain things, please let us know. Message us or comment or whatever. If this was valuable to you, please share it, and have an amazing day. And go fill your cup. Go do something today. Post in the comments below what you're going to do today to fill your cup. Okay, guys? Super important. I'm going to do a hair mask tonight because I just went a little blonder and I'm like, oh, Lord, it's going to fry off again. So I'm going to do a hair mask and teach spin. I'm just going to be filling my cup.
I'm going to go have dinner. I'm going to go wine and dine on the ocean side. And I can't wait.
Your cup is overfilling, bitch. Come on. Get out of here.
No.
So funny. Awesome. Okay. Love you all and have an amazing rest of your day.
Amazing.
Bye, guys.
Bye.